August 26, 2015. If you can see it, you can have it. My time in New Zealand coming to the end relatively quick. I have only a couple of months left here and I need to decide what my next step is, and I have lots of big dreams and some options. So I need to make some important decisions on my next step that will affect also my future. And it's not an easy place to be. It's sometimes the hardest thing to do is decide what not to do. So the other day I took a long walk and I had this conversation with God, and it wasn't easy. So as I approached my house, I stopped and I looked to my left, and I live on a farm with sheep and cattle, and I saw these two sheep just lambed. They have two baby lambs. Each sheep had a baby lamb, and I saw it was such a beautiful scenery, and all of a sudden I heard this. It was so clear. If you can see it, you can have it. And what got reminded of that many years ago, before New Zealand was even in a radar, I saw these very clear pictures in front of my eyes, and I knew it was New Zealand. It was a farm. I saw all the pasture. I saw sheep, beautiful hills, and just this shalom, this serenity, this peace. And I thought, and at that time life was quite challenging. It always is. And at that time I thought, oh, it was amazing. It would be so amazing to be in such environment. It's a prompt healing, it's prompt dreams, it's prompt so many things. So I remember thinking about that. And New Zealand wasn't even in the radar. And that's when I saw this picture, was exact picture that I saw many years ago. Not knowing anything about New Zealand, not knowing that Southland is a farmland and how beautiful it is. So how in the world, not seeing this, not experiencing what I many years ago have a picture that I just saw the other day. So when I saw that, God said, if you can see it, you can have it. And He took me back to all the dreams that I had, and specifically the images that I had in front of my eyes way before I had anything fulfilled. And that includes traveling, that includes Norway. I lived in Norway. That includes learning English. That includes America. That includes so many things that I have dreamed of and seen it specifically in front of my eyes without being even close to fulfillment of those dreams. So I said, wow. After that, the first thing that I did when I came home, I called to Tajikistan, something that I wanted to do for quite a while. I called to a friend of mine who is also a real estate agent. And for quite a while I had an urge to contact him and start asking about the properties in Tajikistan, right? Because I have a dream of building a renewal center for victims of human trafficking, specifically in Tajikistan, where victims of human trafficking, specifically sex trade from all over the world, from actually former Soviet Unions, Russian-speaking countries that are in countries like Dubai and Thailand and Cambodia, Russia, could come, not only people from Tajikistan, but from former Soviet Union, Russia, Ukraine, wherever, could come and recover in that place if they didn't have a place to go in their homeland. It's a big, ambitious dream. The center involves self-sustaining farm, Olympic-sized pool for them to do the love swimming and recover through the physical exercise. You know, it has to be non-religious NGO. So it's really a big dream. It's over my head. And when God started speaking to me, and I will talk about it in details later, it was over my head. And I said, God, I don't have the expertise. I don't have the resources. I don't have any of it. He said, you don't have to. Just say yes, and I'll start bringing people along, and I'll provide the resource. And I said, okay. So I started dreaming, and I'm dreaming, and my dreams are very ambitious and very big. So for a while, I wanted to contact this friend of mine and just start asking him about the properties specifically by our river. And I thought, seriously? So I didn't. So that day when God said, if you can have it, if you can see it, you can have it, I started being more intentional about what I can see, what I see and what I dream. So, and also act on it. So I called my friend and I started asking about the properties, and I thought I can start from a small place and place a family who I trust, who will start cultivating the land and producing vegetables and just learning the industry, and it will cost about close to $100,000. But I made the step, and what I started doing is really being more intentional about what I see. So as right now, what I see that within this year, I will have a property in that country, and I'll have a family who will start working on helping me to pursue the dream that God gave me, and I start involving the people. Also, what I can see, that I will start pursuing my degree. Some of you know that I strongly believe that I need to get my degree in nursing. I believe it will open more doors, specifically emergency nursing. So I can see now that within this year I'll have a property in Tajikistan by the river, a very good property, that I will start pursuing my education, that within 4 years, as I'm pursuing my education, I will be able to travel to Tajikistan to work on that dream several times a year. That connection, that I will start having connections with other workers in that field all over the world. So this is just nutshell of what I see in front of my eyes. So it would be interesting. It's, what is it, August 26? Is that what it is? Yes, August 26th of 2015. So as I'm very intentional about what I see and the dreams, and letting just dream and writing those dreams down, and have no limitations of where those dreams can take me. It would be interesting to see how fast they will start come into the realities. And I do believe that it's absolutely will. The dreams are directed on bringing hope and to the people, to dark places, and breaking the chains and cycles of sex trade, which it starts with mothers and continues with children. So breaking those cycles, and not just rescuing people, but actually investing in them, giving them place to recover, and empowering them. And that's, in a nutshell, again, the dream that I will talk more about, and we'll get it out there. So anyways, if you can dream it, if you can see it, you will have it. You can have it.